Hi everyone, like Reece said, I'm Parminda. I am a mum of two little boys, 6 and 2. And I guess the reason I joined SBP, thinking kind of back almost a year ago, almost like February time, January, February, I saw Reece's videos. I very much aligned with the views of everything he's literally been talking about this last hour, as I'm sure everyone here has in different ways. But I think for me, it was that idea of just keeping myself at the bottom, putting everyone else's needs first, not really prioritizing myself or even just putting a little bit of time for myself. And I guess the last time I'd done that was before I had kids. So we're talking over 7 years ago. I was feeling low energy. I was feeling quite deflated, sluggish. I was getting a little bit sick and tired of seeing the weight go up and trying different things. So I've been working out since my late teens, on and off. I've tried all different dieting programs over the years. We've tried different PTs, and I really did like the face-to-face PT element. But what was missing was all the other bits, the daily habits, the nutrition. So you got elements of things that help, but nothing that ever, like Reece said, sustained or lasted, especially for me after having children. I spoke to Reece in February, I think it was. Yeah, we had a chat, which was really nice. And honestly, I don't think I really knew what to expect. I kind of was just like, okay, it'll be a dieting program, bit of workouts. Let's see how we go with this. And there's been huge shifts. So I think when Reece kindly asked me to present today, we were thinking what would be the good things to kind of focus on, because there's so much. And for me, the biggest shift, I think, has been the mindset shift. And Lacey will attest to that. There's been kind of looking at the mind and body transformation. Naturally, if you're going to move your body, you're going to see the weight fall off. If you're going to change your food, that's going to happen. But for me, it was more than that. It was a bespoke dieting program. I don't even want to call it diet. I'd call it more nutrition and the food we're having, because they weren't so strict on what I'm eating. I've got 2 little kids and I've done chicken and rice. And it worked to lose the weight. It didn't work going on because I was well off broccoli for a long time. But I think for me, it was incorporating things like our gusto dinner meals and just kind of working backwards from the day. Right, so I know how many calories and my nutrition and my macros are in that. What can I have the rest of the day? And that's really worked and that's helped. Being flexible with things like workouts. I've not always been able to get to the gym. I'm lucky if I get there 3 times a week, which is a given. But it's kind of then managing, right, so we've not worked out so much this week. Where are the areas we can manage that? What's the nutrition and the macros we can support with that? Where's the steps we need to up? And that then kind of linked to socials, dealing with holidays, and just kind of spiraling that way, which was really nice. The other thing that I feel can sometimes be underestimated is the idea of daily habits and actually the significant importance that has had, and getting me thinking that this is not just a 6-month, 8-month, whatever transformation program. This is my life now going forward. This is it. Like, it's not, the idea of when they say it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, but it's more than just a marathon, because I want to carry these ideas, this fitness, this journey, this food, for the next 10 years. So I just turned 39. And I think that was a big point for me, is before I hit 40, I want to be feeling good in myself. I want to build the energy. I want to be able to keep up with my boys who, as my husband will say, are beyond energetic, bless them. The other thing I guess I wanted to pick up on was something you said earlier, Reece, around being selfish is being selfless than to others. And I know we spoke the other day, and I use this metaphor a lot in my work. We have to look after ourselves to look after others. And the biggest one that I always kind of link with is when we're on the aeroplane, and they always say if the masks go down, you need to put yours on first before you can help anyone else. And I think this particular program, I wanted something for me. And that 1 hour in the gym when I get there, all that time, is my time. Everything else switches off. And what I realized post-kids is working out at home doesn't work. Because I look around and there's dishes, there's toys, there's laundry to be done, and my mind hasn't switched off. I'm still in mum mode, or there's work emails, or there's something else come up. when I go to the gym, I can physically switch off. I can just focus on me, on my goals, and what works. And the training I did in my 20s, yeah, I loved a HIIT. It was great. I hate a HIIT at the moment. Like, it does not work for me. The strength training is what I love. And I think what made SBP so unique and what I've loved is that it's very bespoke to us as individuals. I can message Lacey or Reece in the morning and say, I'm not quite liking this workout, or oh, I'm out for dinner tonight. What would you suggest? And they're there. That support. You're getting that 2, 3 for 1. And the other thing I think that's been so helpful is all of you guys in the community that we have. So I know there's like-minded people living busy lives, doing the same, and just seeing everyone cheer each other on. Like, that gives me motivation to think, look, they did it. They kind of went out there, they're getting the steps in, or guys, what's the best protein if we're not having a bar or something? Like, it's just so helpful. And I've not had that before from a different team. So thank you. I do appreciate all that support. I've seen quite a bit on social media, and what I found, and I've kind of said to Lacey quite a few times, is I've really valued the nurturing and the responsive approaches. Never once through these months have either of you made me feel guilty or shame, which I've had from previous PTs on why haven't you eaten certain foods? Why have you not hit the gym? And I see it now on social media. You've got big names using scaremongering on protein bars. And that's not how it should be. And we need to educate ourselves on certain things. And the example I gave was, I'd said to him, because I know Reece had been to Paris recently, so anywhere you'd recommend. And he was like, look, try this hot chocolate place. So when I said to my friend, you know, my trainer suggested, she was genuinely in shock. Like, your trainer's telling you to come have a hot chocolate and cream? But it was the idea that that one meal is not going to ruin everything. That one kind of and that's what I think has helped with the consistency is it's different foods. I can enjoy certain things. I've also got to understand my body. And I remember that being the biggest thing, wanting the PT, was I knew there's certain weeks in the month my sugar cravings are going through the roof. And that's what was stopping me from kind of reaching goals. And through this process, I've now learned my body a lot better. And I think I heard someone say, you know, for a woman, half of their year they spend struggling because there's 2 weeks out of the month, their hormones are going everywhere. And it's only 2 weeks where they may be slightly settled. And that was a real big kind of giveaway in terms of, I really need to understand what's going in my body. How am I then going to support that with foods and nutrition and workout and so forth, yeah.
So again, a huge round of applause. Absolutely incredible. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry.